So, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so for today's video, I know I have been gone for quite some time. It's because I have to attend to some personal matters in my life, and now I'm back. So, life update for as of today. Um, I got out of the boarding house since my last video was about trying something new. I got out of the boarding house, and I think I uploaded a video about some of my recollections about the experience, but I don't think it was uploaded, probably because of the internet connection, but I unfortunately deleted it. So I'm just gonna um punch it in for this video. I technically gave up on the challenge to go out of my comfort zone and live in a boarding house, not because I couldn't make it, but because I thought it was impractical as of the moment, because I have I grew up in a very strict and conservative upbringing from my grandparents or by my grandparents, and I got a taste of freedom when I went to a work and travel experience at San Antonio, Texas. It was an exchange program, a cultural exchange program, wherein you send some Filipinos out in the US and some US citizens here in the Philippines, and you kind of work there and live and, exchange cultures with the citizens or the residents there. And I discovered some stuffs about myself, about I knew that I had this carefree side, I knew that I had this um fashionable side, or and so I discovered stuff about myself. And when I came back from Texas to the Philippines, it was hard for me to revert back to who I originally was. And um needless to say, since I had that taste of freedom, it was already in me to always soar. And um being stuck in quarantine for 7 months as an extrovert, it killed me. All anxiety, all sadness, and for the plans that did not um, push through this year. And um, although the chance to move out and live in a boarding house by myself was something that I planned or intended to do this year, it was something that I intended to do when I had a second job after my primary job. So I have a morning schedule, and I planned to work an evening shift in another company. But since that did not push through because they had a hiring freeze, and that there are no public transport yet, I felt like transferring to the boarding house was like trapping myself back to a quarantine state when I have a choice to go back to normal here at home. So, that's why I decided to stop living independently and go back to my normal life. Not because I'm dependent here. I'm very independent here as well. It's just that they are both um different, how do you call this, setup, no, of being independent. And I chose the former, or the original life, as of now, because it's more practical, honestly speaking. Because my family, when I was in the boarding house, my family would want me to go home every weekend, and it's very impractical because they would have to come and fetch me again, because there's no transportation, and they wouldn't want to risk me being transported. And now, for the company to provide shuttle service transportations for those who live, I mean, who are working in the office, they changed their policy. For those who live within Cebu City and Mandaue City, then we have to take taxi. And it's very inconvenient for me to pay my fare every day when I have my own vehicle here at home. So I don't know, I just weighed my options and I preferred to stay here at home since I have my own car and I live within the province, so I don't think it's really a very big necessity for me to live in a boarding house. Plus, I have no second job yet, so it's very impractical as well as for my budget to spend for rent and living expenses at the same time when I can live here at home. Anyway, it's not a very big must for me to even expense amounts for those stuffs, no? So yeah, to make the long story short, I decided to come back here. And a takeaway for that is that it's never wrong to admit to yourself that some options do not work for you. And it's okay to try them and realize that they don't work for you rather than spend your whole life wondering what if. So, as for my case, that's what I did. I tried to live that kind of life so that I won't end up wondering what if, what if, what if. And now I realize that this life that I'm currently living in works for me more. So, yeah, it doesn't make you any less of a person to admit that some choices are not really the right decisions for you to make. And although I've invested for my boarding house and living outside my comfort zone decision, um, I just considered it a sunk cost, no? For the things that I've already spent, for the money that I've already expensed. Yeah, I already come to terms with myself that it's the cost of the lesson and the experience that I have to accept and get by, no? And move on. It's a realization that that I can never trade, no? Yeah, not saying that I don't find money important, but money is not everything. And my realization and my the chance to know myself more in that way is just something that's worth more than the money I've lost or something like that. And yeah, I guess that's my takeaway for now, that it's never wrong to admit to yourself that sometimes the decisions you make for yourself are not the best, and you can always, and if there's a chance for you to go back and revert, no, to your prior decisions, or go back to your kanang self, I mean, how do I say it, if you've decided on one thing and you realize it doesn't work for you, then it's not wrong for you to take a step back and reevaluate all the decisions you've made, and admit to yourself that you decided wrongly, or you know um understand, yeah, admit to yourself that you make wrong decisions. And also, it's something that you do not blame yourself for. Just accept what happened, move on, learn from it, and use it as a learning block for you to move another step higher, because there's no point in trying to relive that decision again and again. Plus, um just a connection to my personal, you know uh what's the issue, or the personal matter that I attended to recently. um Also, life is too short to waste on stuff that you no longer have in control of. So just let go, move on, and focus on better things. Look forward for better things, and open yourself for better things. So I guess that's it. That's the rant for today, and I'm signing off earlier because I think I don't feel so well after I drank a mug of Coke. And now that's it for tonight. See you soon again, and I hope you learned something from my rant today. So, if you did, please hit the like button, Also hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed yet, and the notification bell if you want to hear more rants in the future. So see you.